We live in a culture where for the last 30 or 40 years, the collapse of the meaning of biblical masculinity has not produced a beautiful egalitarian society. It has produced a brutal masculine society. Because, I heard Russell Moore say this a few weeks ago at the Gospel, Together for the Gospel. He said, if you leave men, sinful men, untaught about what godly, humble leadership is, they don't default to egalitarian kindness. They default to passivity, which flares up in moments of rage, or brutality. And it's a confusion of masculinity throughout our culture that also is relating to the whole homosexual thing, the abuse of women, the neglect of children, the absent fathers. This issue is simply huge when it comes to the flourishing of what culture is. And when we were over in Europe just a few weeks ago, and they were saying it's not the same here, I said, you haven't gone where we've gone as a culture in thinking through what happens when fathers disappear, what happens when men become hostile and they don't have any vision. Men are wired to lead. They'll lead badly or they'll lead godly and humble ways, which is why merely talking about egalitarianism, 50-50, doesn't work. I read recently a woman's description of why she loved the masculinity of her husband, and when I was done, there wasn't a single thing said that couldn't have been said about a woman. That's a mistake. That's a mistake. We do it all the time. We think we're saying things about masculinity when we're saying humility and kindness and generosity and respect. I say, that's just godly humanness. What is it about manhood? So the last thing I'd say on this point is I need an answer. The church needs an answer for what you say to an 8-year-old boy or girl who asks his mommy, "Mommy, what does it mean to grow up and be a man and not a woman?" Not a woman. Not just a man. Don't talk to me about generic human virtues. Tell me what it means to be a man and not a woman. Or the girl, "Mommy, what does it mean to grow up and be a woman and not a man?" Egalitarians can't answer it. I've never heard them answer my question. Just what are you going to say to this 8-year-old boy about what is distinct about masculinity that's not true of godly femininity?
What do you say